the 113th Justice of the Supreme Court was chosen today. We have all the details.
And we see how UNLV students came together to show overwhelming support for one of our rebels.
All this and much more here at Studio G. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Studio G. It is Friday, April 7th. I'm Giselle Delas Reyes.
And I'm Albania Guido.
A student from UNLV lost his life and colleagues got together to support his family.
UNLV is in sorrow. Greg Preston, a student, passed away on March 30th. Due to this, many of his friends and colleagues got together at Baja Bar and Grill Wednesday night to help with a fundraiser.
This event's awesome. I mean, all of Greek life's here. I haven't seen Greek life this close in a while. So, good job, Greg. Like, I know that's a bad thing to say, but like, the one way to bring something together, Greg did it, so.
It was very inspirational to have Greg as part of our fraternity. He shaped us just individually through his efforts in every way. His character and morale impacted us personally, and it shaped just who we are as a chapter.
This loss surprised many since they describe Greg as a happy person.
He would always be smiling. I know it sounds really cheesy to call someone the party, like the life of the party, but he essentially was, and he was there for everybody, just making sure that everybody was taken care of. And that was a feature that you don't find in everybody.
It's still processing. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about everything.
The money collected here will go towards funeral expenses.
First of all, we need to make sure that not just as a Greek community, but as UNLV, that we come together to ensure that if any efforts like this, that we must address it, to address and just helping out like the families in general, because as we all know, funeral costs are very, very expensive today. And so any sort of effort that we can contribute to is essential.
You can still help by going to the GoFundMe account that you see on screen. This is Taimi Soto reporting for Studio G.
You know, I think it's great that students came together to honor Greg.
It is. It's such a tragic event, but it's great that all of the proceeds are actually going towards his family and his funeral costs instead of just a section of the proceeds for it.
It was a nice turnout. So,
News commentator Bill O'Reilly is the subject of another controversy.
Following the scandal that we reported on last week, 11 companies have pulled their ads from the O'Reilly Factor. The New York Times recently reported that 5 women have accused host Bill O'Reilly of inappropriate behavior. The women have reportedly reached a combined total of $13 million in settlements. Dr. Wendy Walsh, who has appeared on the show, claims that O'Reilly became hostile after she rejected his advances.
I wish I knew his mind. I wish I knew what he really meant. Maybe he just wanted privacy in a hotel suite to talk to me about my career prospects, but that's very inappropriate, and maybe he's just clueless.
Her attorney, Lisa Bloom, also appeared on CNN to share her frustration with O'Reilly and Fox News.
How many women have to come forward? How many millions of dollars have to get paid before Fox News takes sexual harassment seriously? In my opinion, this network is the Bill Cosby of corporate America.
In response, O'Reilly stated that, quote, "The worst part of my job is being a target for those who would harm me and my employer, the Fox News Channel."
As of April 4th, Forbes reports that 35 advertisers have pulled advertisements from O'Reilly's show. Some of these companies include Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai, and Allstate.
Pepsi recently released an ad featuring Kendall Jenner that drew plenty of controversy and backlash for its message. Yuri Andreyshuk has the story.
Pepsi recently released an ad featuring celebrity Kendall Jenner. The ad was an attempt to promote diversity in America, but quickly backfired towards the end. In the ad, protesters were marching to advocate for equality and rights while Jenner was watching. A protester soon made eye contact, indicating to Jenner to help join the cause. Jenner soon joined the crowd of protesters with a can of Pepsi, but quickly went through the crowd to confront the police that were standing in the way. Surprisingly, Jenner gave a policeman a can of Pepsi to enjoy. The closing moment shocked critics as it was served as a symbol of support for police militarization against protesters and possibly even police brutality. UNLV students reacted to Pepsi's commercial.
Yeah, that's an interesting commercial. We have in our society a struggle between we the people, the working class, and government. And I love the things that it touched on, all the races being in there, how everything was just a party. But I felt like when they're crossing the line and when the woman hands the Pepsi to the police officer, I feel that it totally desensitizes the whole political struggle that we're having right now as a country. And maybe it isn't a party, you know? Maybe Pepsi shouldn't be making it sound like our rights being taken away from us and our ability to protest should be a party.
Since receiving the backlash, Pepsi has announced that the ad has been pulled. For Studio G, I'm Yuri Andrzejczyk.
It will be interesting to see how Pepsi will try to interpret its messages in their ads in the future. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the top headlines around our country.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
Our Metropolis is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our Metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people, and I think it makes for a great program.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Spun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
Thanks for sticking with us. Welcome back to Studio G. In breaking news, Let's start over. In breaking news, the United States Senate has confirmed the appointment of Judge Neil M. Gorsuch. Gorsuch received the support of 54 senators. He will take the place of the late Justice Antonin Scalia, a conservative icon who passed unexpectedly more than a year ago. Gorsuch's appointment comes after the Senate voted on Thursday to trigger the so-called nuclear option, which abolished the long-standing rule that required 60 counts to cut off debate on a Supreme Court nomination.
The United States fired 59 Tomahawk missiles yesterday at an airfield in Syria, from which officials reported a chemical weapons attack originated this week. President Trump drew support from the Republicans who had opposed plans for a 2013 strike. A Syrian official told the Associated Press that at least 7 were killed and 9 were wounded in the attack. Russia called the attack aggression against a sovereign state in violation of international law.
Students at a Kansas high school launched an investigation that led to the resignation of their brand new principal. The student newspaper of Pittsburgh High School was trying to write a welcome piece for the new principal, Amy Robertson, when they uncovered, sorry for technical difficulties, Amy Robertson, when they uncovered some serious problems with her credentials by simply Googling the school that she claimed she earned both her master's and doctorate degree. They weren't able to find any physical address, website, or telephone number. The students published the story on this controversy, and 4 days later, Robertson resigned. The biggest question being asked is why this wasn't caught sooner.
A student from a New Jersey high school was accepted into Stanford University by writing Black Lives Matter more than 100 times on his application. Ziad Ahmed told CNN he was bullied by white extremists since his application went viral on Twitter, but also received an overwhelming amount of support. The essay had to be at least 100 words and no less. Ahmed said, "It was important to me that the admissions officers literally hear my impatience for justice and the significance of this issue." He hopes his story will encourage to fight intolerance and social inequality.
Next up, we'll take a look at our forecasts.
James, how's it looking out there?
Well, right now, ladies, let's go ahead and talk about our weather. We have a couple technical difficulties. We're going to go ahead and zoom out the camera just a bit and look up the lights while we're looking at our weather. As you can see, it's a little bit breezy, a little bit sunny, and those clouds are hanging over the valley, but we're just looking fine for the most part. Our first picture of the day comes to us from Oregon. Unfortunately, a little bit of wind has blown over all these trees and foliage and made a bit of a mess and a little bit of an accident down there, but it's not as bad as the wind that we saw here when we experienced it over in Summerlin, over with wind at 58 miles per hour. But as we look at our 5-day forecast, 76, 79, it seems to be high 70s and low 80s is the number to stick by. As you can see through our rest of our 5-day forecast, sun, sun, and more sun, but wind will be the more important thing. First thing we want to look at here is down in Boulder City, 75 degrees. Rather, we're getting a little bit of that 70-degree weather, and as we should, it's starting to hike up as we get into the summer weather, but that's nice. Over in Lee Canyon, as you can see, or you can't see rather, out in Lee Canyon, Mount Charleston is still having a little bit of a snow cap on it, but just keep in mind that wind that's coming in, that's in for today. And that wind advisory will occur for Saturday night around 11 p.m. rather, and it'll stick around till the next day around Sunday morning. But one thing you should keep in mind is today is National Beer Day. Now, National Beer Day, we're celebrating all across the valley. One place in key that we're celebrating it is down on the Strip, especially in downtown Las Vegas. You want to keep in mind that if you're down there and you are celebrating, it will be a bit windy. So if you have any umbrellas, awnings, or any outdoor decor, make sure to bring it in at least for just Saturday night. But let's go ahead and take a look at our morning here at UNLV. 74 degrees is our temperature we're sticking around at. 24 miles per hour is going to be the wind average. Now what that means is that if you're sticking around near the evening, or around the afternoon rather, it's going to start picking up. So make sure you keep those papers all together or just stay inside. It's a better thing to do. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of our evening. 63, you'll get to that little bit of a cooler weather, which is nice. Still mostly cloudy, but no rain. That cloud coverage will stick around and just tease us just a bit, but no rain will be coming out of those clouds, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and take a look at our National Weather Day forecast. As you can see, we have a system coming into the northwest corridor, but don't think that that's all that rain that's coming in. A little bit of snow, a little bit of rain. It's pretty sparsed out, and as you can see out in the east coast, we have that rain going on as well, but again, a bit sparsed out, nothing too serious, just a little bit of cloud coverage, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, but none of that's coming our way, unfortunately, ladies. But hey, National Beer Day, you guys excited about that? Yeah?
I would be if I could drink.
Well,
I'm excited.
Very excited.
Well, I'll tell you, so MGM's doing National Beer Day, the SLS is, and still downtown Las Vegas is as well. And we have that wind, but I don't know about you, but I'm a bit blown away by such wind going on.
Very nice.
Well, that's our weather we have for you today, but stay tuned and we'll see you as we come back and talk about a dance studio that is really shaking things up here in Las Vegas.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
Miles Low.
It's your girl, Scribe Cash.
My name's Fabian Stefan, Perpetual Player One.
And I'm your host, Brandy the Prince Madison.
My name is Haley Rogers. From the Miles Low Midweek Show.
The Scribe Cash radio show.
You can listen to Pixel Jam. Press start to play.
And this is the Takeover.
Rock on Rebel.
On KUNV HD2.
From the RebelHD2.com.
It's one of the requirements for a journalism major is you have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot. Welcome back, Rebels. Thanks for staying with us.
Dancing with the Stars, Val and Max Sherkovsky, along with their father, Alexander Sasha Sherkovsky, opens a new dance studio for Las Vegas locals. Kayleen Talent has more.
Dance With Me is a new dance studio that allows dancers to expand their mind with a variety of different styles.
Dance With Me started in New Jersey. We were one studio. Sasha Shmerkovsky, who's Val and Max's dad from Dancing with the Stars, of course. He started a studio there. We've been in the business for a long time. He used to teach kids in New Jersey and then wanted to do more of a social, professional, fancy thing, right? So started in New Jersey. That was about 10-ish years ago, maybe a little bit more. And now we've grown to 9 studios countrywide.
David Oliveri, the manager of Dance With Me in Summerlin, explains what this studio has to offer for its students.
We're ballroom, which encompasses all things partner dancing related. So salsa, tango, swing dancing, they all kind of have their little underground worlds, but we cover all of that here. We have private lessons, we have group classes, we have parties. So any avenue you need to learn to dance, we offer, and we also offer places to dance outside of lessons. For example, our parties, you can come and dance with a partner or one of our teachers or other people that you meet here.
Sasha Shmerkovsky, one of the founders of Dance With Me, as well as the father of Val and Max Shmerkovsky, elaborates on why Dance With Me is located in Tivoli Village.
And 2 years ago, we opened, not 2 years, a year ago, we opened the first kind of out-of-state studio, out of metropolitan area studio in South Lake, Dallas. And then 8 months after, we opened another studio in Dallas and Woodlands, Houston. And now we're in the Tivoli Village, because Vegas always been kind of magnitude for us, because it's a gambling and we can do both. We can gamble and we can enjoy. It's amazing, amazing opportunity. When I came first time to Tivoli, I fall in love.
For Studio G, I'm Kayleen Talents.
For more information, visit dancewithmeusa.com.
For the past couple years, UNLV students have been invited by Westwood One Radio to assist with backstage events at their various award shows in Las Vegas. This past weekend was no exception, as the 52nd Annual Academy of Country Music Awards shows took place at the T-Mobile Arena. The always energetic Lee Guilford was there to observe.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Lee Guilford. We're out here at the Academy of Country Music Awards 52nd annual performance. We've got a ton of UNLV students out here having the time of their lives, and we'll take a moment to see all of them. Intimate performances and personalized messages seem to be the theme throughout the whole event.
I recorded this for my lovely wife, who's around here somewhere. There she is. But you know, a lot of us idiots out there are very lucky to find an amazing woman to show you the bigger picture and make you a better person. So this song is my favorite one I've ever recorded. It's called God Made a Woman.
I like to tell people, a 13-year-old kid sits on the end of his bed and he falls in love with music. And it changes his life in a lot of ways, because the gift of music is a really powerful thing. And you move down to Nashville and all these outside voices come into your head and pull you away from your original love and make you do things for the wrong reasons. And in the process, you start to destroy the gift for what it is.
All of the shows, the live music, and everything else, KUNV students have really been blessed to be a part of this fantastic event.
How you look even better in the morning, wrapped up laying in my bed. How I did it, just don't get it. I look at you and just shake my head.
Energetic, exciting, overwhelming. On behalf of Studio G, I'm Lee Guilford.
That looked like another awesome opportunity for my fellow UNLV students. The next opportunity for UNLV students to be involved with an awards show will be the Billboard Music Awards in May. For more information, contact the KUNV radio station.
Now let's take a look at how UNLV men's soccer team has been doing.
The UNLV soccer team is coming off a subpar season, but is optimistic about their future as they prepare vigorously for the next season.
The Rebels started the WAC with a record of 7 wins with 11 losses. Coming out of a roller coaster season, they managed to use their good offense to secure the win while also having a good goalkeeper that reduced the chances of the other team to score. They beat the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley 3-2. This was their second WAC championship in 3 years.
We started off a little under the weather. I don't know how to put it. We just didn't do very well. And I think it was because we had a lot of new guys come in, but our chemistry grew throughout the season, and we ended up going on a nice 6-win streak at the end to put us in the NCAA tournament. We won our conference tournament, so I'm pretty proud of what we accomplished at the end of the season.
Rebels earned 50 points for the athletic department in the Learfield Directors Cup, giving UNLV's team a total of 125 points, which is the highest score that UNLV has ever received from the Directors Cup.
I feel like we got to push it a little bit more than we did last year. I think last year we ended up setting a pretty good standard in NCAA as far as making it to the second round. And now that we're bringing a lot of players back in, I think we'll be fine, and we're going to want to go even further after making it to the second round. So we're going to try and push out maybe to the Final Four, if not to the final, hopefully.
The Rebels are now focusing on spring training to improve their skills and work better as a team.
The spring season's kind of just a scrimmage, kind of find out who you want to play, figure out what players play in better positions. It's kind of just a get to know everybody season. So.
Catch the Rebels on the remaining spring exhibition games that is free to the public. Their next game will be this weekend.
UNLV men's soccer team is hoping to make a mark on their next season, which starts in August of this year.
You know, I'm excited to go see them play. It'd be nice to go see.
It would be. I think soccer is really exciting.
It's a really good sport, yeah. Stay tuned. After the break, we will hear about what's flying around at the Springs Preserve.
You're watching Studio G.
Nutrition Center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the Nutrition Center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
An improvisation group made its debut at the Neon Museum this weekend. Alyssa Truesdale has the story.
Museum is home to bright lights and rising stars. Today's spring artist in residence, Cardio Spider, is hoping to brighten up your day. Cardio Spider made their debut at the North Gallery of the Neon Museum. Two members, Charmin Dahl and Raul Martinez, stopped to tell us exactly who they are.
We are Cardio Spider. We're an improvisation group from Las Vegas. We're performing at the Neon Museum as part of their artist in residency.
Curious about how an improv group gets its start, Charmin describes how the members met in order to get all the legs moving.
We met all over the improv community in Las Vegas. A couple of us actually met in Colorado and then ended up here in town. We've been doing improv together for about 10 years.
Cardio Spider is interactive and likes to get the audience involved.
I don't know all of you individually. I'm just going to group you all together and call you the audience!
Raul says they actually play a major part in the production.
It's actually a lot of their responsibility of the audience to give us. They have to give us the suggestions. The inspiration comes from the audience, so it's absolutely interactive.
When asked about their upcoming events, they tell us we don't have to go very far.
We have at the Marjorie Bark Museum at UNLV, we're going to be having our display, I guess, from April 3rd until April 15th. And then we may put on a show there at the auditorium.
To see more of Cardio Spider, visit the Marjorie Barrick Museum now until April 15th. For Studio G, I'm Alyssa Truesdale.
Be sure to check out Cardio Spider's showcase at the Marjorie Barrick Museum here at UNLV.
The Springs Preserve is all aflutter now that the butterfly habitat has opened its doors for spring. Studio G reporter Ashley Renan has the story.
There's no better way to kick off spring than here at the butterfly habitat at the Springs Preserve. The seasonal habitat opened its doors on March 10th and houses between 15 and 25 different species of butterflies. Zoologist Catherine Smith gives more insight on the habitat.
So we'll have as many as like 200 to 300 butterflies in here. And when a clear sunny days are the best time to come in here because it's warm and the butterflies are active and flying around, and it's just like a beautiful explosion of color and activity when you come in here. One of our most popular butterflies we have in here is called the blue morpho. It's the largest butterfly we have, and when it opens its wings up, it's a bright blue color. So people are always really excited to see them flying around.
Guests are allowed to step inside and wander through the habitat for an up-close, personal, and one-of-a-kind experience.
Our butterfly house here is about 2,500 square feet, and it is an indoor-outdoor experience. People really, really love having butterflies land on them. That's always really exciting for people to have. A lot of times the butterflies will be attracted to a color or a scent. We can never predict who they're going to land on, but it's always an exciting thing for people to have done.
Smith explains why it's important for the community to have this type of experience.
So this is a really fun, immersive experience for people, and they get to kind of experience butterflies and habitat like this firsthand. Butterflies are very important to us. Butterflies, as well as bees, are pollinators. So the adult butterfly stage goes around and it eats nectar from different flowers, and in that process, it's helping to pollinate the flowers. My favorite part about working in the habitat actually is seeing the kids come in and getting to experience the butterfly house through their eyes. They get so excited to see the butterflies and how beautiful they are. It's just really fun to be able to educate a new generation of people.
The butterfly habitat will remain open through May 29th. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Ashley Renan.
To learn more about visiting our fluttering friends, visit the Springs Preserve website at springspreserve.org.
That's all for our show today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Enjoy your spring break, Rebels.